Hi everyone, this is Yvette from Fearless Life Ministries, and today I just wanted to share with you regarding Jesus' Last Supper. So that would literally be his last meal before he gets crucified, and everything that needs to happen before the crucifixion could take place. So his disciples will deny him. He goes to the garden to pray. His disciples fall asleep. That he gets set up. He gets taken. So with the Last Supper in Matthew 26, verse 26, it says, "And as they were eating, Jesus took the bread, blessed and broke it, and gave it to the disciples and said, 'Take, eat, this is my body.' Then he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, 'Drink from it, all of you. For this is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many for the remission of sins.'" So Jesus washed their feet. He served them communion at the table. So on Thursday, we just ordered some pizza and we were sitting around the table, and as my kids were eating, I've got three very, very young children. So my 5-year-old sat with me around the table. My 3-year-old managed to get up and actually sit in front of the TV and eat her pizza. My 1-year-old was still in his feeding chair. And while we were just sitting, talking, eating, it went through my mind that this is the Last Supper. And I looked at my kids, and I actually put myself in Jesus' position, where I was like, imagine sitting with my children going, this is my Last Supper, and the next time I see you, I'll see you in heaven with Jesus. And my heart actually got very, very overwhelmed. Overwhelmed for Jesus' sake, overwhelmed knowing what he then still needs to go through. And also trying, looking at my little ones going, if mommy had to try and explain to you that this is our Last Supper, how would you do that? So Jesus tried on numerous occasions to explain to his disciples, this is where we're going, this is where I'm heading, this is the last, you need to do this. And somehow, some of them missed some of the really, really important information. So to try and explain to a 5-year-old that this is mommy's Last Supper would have been very, very difficult, and they would not have understood. The same as the disciples didn't really get it. But the power in the Last Supper, Jesus knowingly sitting there, serving, washing their feet, serving them communion, knowing tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow, we are not just changing destinies, but we'll be changing history for forever. And if this cup passes me by, and I don't actually go through with this, that alone changes history and destinies for forever. So the Last Supper was the last, the final, Jesus saying goodbye, we are done with this. I now need to follow through so that I can give God's people the remission of their sins, give God people the forgiveness, give God's people what they need so that we are able to see them in heaven. And that was just amazing for me, just like I said, sitting with my kids going, this is like Jesus' Last Supper. And him mentally getting ready to do what he knows is going to happen the next day. And what he must have gone through and all the emotions he must have gone through to get himself ready for something he actually didn't really want to do. He knew he had to do it. But 3 times he went back and he asked God, please, can you take this cup away from me? But not my will, your will. But I'm just saying, like, I don't really want to do this. So for me, the Last Supper was just, it was really powerful to, like, you can't even compare the two, but to sit around a table and say, this is my Last Supper because tomorrow I'm going to save the world. Tomorrow, there will be a big shift in the spirit. Tomorrow the devil's going to think he won, but he didn't. And it was just so amazing, and the power that was in that Last Supper. So, Jesus, thank you so much. Thank you so much for ministering to me last night, ministering, even if it was just a glimpse, like you can never compare, but just to feel like what you could possibly could have felt, you know, in your heart, and how you had to get yourself ready to do what you were going to do. So thank you. Just this Easter journey is amazing, and thank you, Lord, for opening so much up to us. Just in everything that you've done. So we love you, Lord. Thank you for everything.